Okay, so we're going to look at section 2 of chapter 2 about early human migration. We can see that a lot of early man started in East Africa, and here is a picture of Donald Johanson when he found Lucy, and then there's Mary Leakey, Louis Leakey's wife, when they were finding some of the first hominids in East Africa. That was in this area right here, around Okodal Gorge, and Donald Johanson found Lucy up around here in Hadar. Some of the other things that we'll look at is how early migration happened. You can see the first man was in this area right here, and they about 100,000 years ago, and they spread out to Europe and Asia, and then they start working their way across to, actually during the Ice Age, this froze, and they could cross from Russia into what is now modern-day Alaska and spread through North America and down into South America. Also, you can see different areas where they started domesticating stuff, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit, and we'll come back to this map. So, early migration. Migrate means to move or to go to a new place. Early migrated areas around the world, they completed global migration, and it took hundreds of thousands of years. About 1.5 million, 1.6 million years ago, there was what was called the Ice Age. Ice Age actually only ended probably about 10,000 years ago. And as I showed you, it created a land bridge that connected many of the continents so people could migrate from Asia to North America and other places like that. And it showed that they started migrating, as I said, about 100,000 years ago. The early people had to adapt to new environments. They made skins for clothing because it got colder. They started building houses because it was colder, with fire pits in the middle so they could stay warm. They had to create new tools and technologies. So the Paleolithic, which was the old Stone Age, gave way to the Mesolithic, meso meaning middle, lithic meaning stone. And they invented hooks and fishing spears and bows and arrows, started making canoes and pottery to hold their food and things like that. So if we go here, the mammoth gave them everything. This is like a pit house that they had. You see the fire pit inside. They took the bones and made the structure. Then they took the skin of the hide of the woolly mammoth and made their clothes to stay warm. But they also made they put it on to the covering of the house. So that's how they made their house. So that's section 2. Some of the other things that we talked about, some cave paintings to tell what happened. If you've ever watched The Cruise, if we get back to school, I'll let you watch The Cruise, and we'll look at cave paintings and things like that. This is one of the Icemen and how they look. You can see the Otzi, the oldest mummified human here, and how he died, and people question how he died and things of that nature. But he wore shoes padded with grass, a grass cape, a fur hat, a backpack with all of his supplies. But he was found, or you can see him examining his body when he was removed from the glacier in 1991. So I'll stop here, and then we'll go on to section 3 in your next video.